So today I want to talk about Lauma. It's been a long time coming. I would have made leaks videos about her sooner, but I was busy doing other videos. Anyways, Lauma. She's going to buff dendro characters. So if you are interested in the dendro reactions, I do think Lauma will be a pretty good pickup for accounts that like to play with dendro. Especially if you want to play with Nilou, Alhaitham, Hyperbloom, Virgin, etc., etc. I do think Lauma will be a pretty good pickup. Not only will Lauma give a slight boost for previous dendro-related characters, but she will also buff most likely future dendro reaction characters like Nefer. Nefer is said to be a dendro DPS catalyst that will work with Lauma, but it's not 100% confirmed yet. So once 6.0 drops, you should probably wait a little bit for some leaks to find out who's coming in 6.1. Nefer will most likely be 6.1 or 6.2 if she is going to be a dendro character. But don't worry, once the 6.1 leaks come, I definitely will make a video on that. If I don't, you can feed me your sock or something. Anyways, since Lauma is power creeping Nahida, Nefer will most likely power creep Nilou and Alhaitham as well. Now, interesting enough, I think Nahida is also getting a rate up alongside with Lauma. Now, as I said before, Lauma can work with, or can give a pretty efficient boost to previous dendro characters like Nahida. So Nahida and Lauma can work together. But if Nefer is going to be a dendro DPS character, Nefer and Lauma will most likely synergize way more effectively than Lauma and Nahida. But at the end of the day, it is a single player game. If you're not interested in Nefer and you still want to play Nahida, then still play Nahida. But I will let you know that power creep is pretty crazy in Genshin Impact. To give you an example, my Nahida is C6R5. She still performs pretty well in the Abyss and even in Imaginary Theater. But when it comes to the Stygian Onslaught, the highest difficulty mode, Nahida there is actually kind of underwhelming. Other reasons to pull for Lauma is not only is she really hot, is that she also has a passive that lets you find Nod Cry materials. So that's going to be pretty good for farming for future characters. If you're not interested in pulling for any of the 6.0 characters that are Nod Cry, then you should probably co-op with somebody that does have those characters. So good luck with that. Lama's kit herself is pretty good. Her passive gives dendro reactions a fixed crit rate and crit damage. I wonder if it will synergize with Nahida C2. It most likely will. So if you do have Nahida C2 and you pull for Lauma, that's basically even more like crit rate, crit damage. I don't know the exact numbers on the top of my head, but big numbers equals big damage. Lauma also has access to Lunar Bloom, so she will work pretty well with Nilou, as I said earlier, until Nefer shows up. She also can increase the moon side, so she will buff future Nod Cry characters like Nefer. Lauma also scales off of Elemental Mastery, so she will be essentially easy to build, like with most dendro characters and any characters that work with dendro reactions. The new artifact set does give her more Elemental Mastery. The 2-piece set increases her energy recharge, while the 4-piece set increases all party members' Elemental Mastery by 6120 when the party's moon sign is Nascent Gleam or Ascendant Gleam. Basically, just have at least 2 Nod Cry characters in the party and you'll be able to benefit the full 4-piece set. At least I know is free, so that's pretty good. So you will be able to access the bonus pretty easily. Lama's constellations are also pretty nutty. At C1, she basically, whenever your characters trigger a Lunar Bloom reaction, that active characters will recover HP based off of Lama's Elemental Mastery. So you don't have to worry about dying through Lunar Bloom. And it's also like free heals at C1, which is pretty interesting. It'll also reduce the stamina cost of Laumma's Spirit Envoy form by 40%, and the max duration will be extended by 5 seconds. With her elemental skill, I think she basically like transforms, or partially transforms, into like a deer, and basically just deals dendro damage to the enemies. At C2, all bloom reactions will be increased by 500% of Laumma's elemental mastery, and the lunar bloom damage is increased by 40%. So basically an increase of further damage of bloom reactions, which is pretty good, which is why I want to stop at C2. At C4, whenever Lauma uses her Frostgrove Sanctuary summoned by her elemental skill, Lauma will regain 4 elemental energy. So more energy for Lauma at C4. At C6, when the Frostgrove Sanctuary that gets summoned attacks opponents, it will deal 1 additional instance of AoE dendro damage equal to 185% of Laumma's elemental mastery. This damage is considered lunar bloom damage. So basically just more damage with her elemental skill. And when Lauma uses a normal attack, while she has the pile him stack, she will consume 1 stack to convert this to deal dendro damage equal to 100% of her elemental mastery. This damage is considered lunar bloom damage. Also, when you have 2 non-cry characters, all party members' lunar bloom damage is elevated by 25%. So C6, more increase of damage, which is pretty good, really busted C6. So for those of you that are pulling for her C6, you know, you're going to be dealing a crap ton of fucking damage. Holy shit. Anyways, TLDR, Lauma, really good for dendro reactions. It will most likely work really well with Nefer, if Nefer really is a dendro character. Just wait for the 6.1 leaks. That's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.